Morning and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video I am filming an NA Miata again. It's been a long time since I've been in a Miata, but I'm actually very excited for this one. I DM'd her on Instagram to see if she was down to do a build video. Her name is Alicia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sure we'll figure it out in the next clip how you actually pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure it's Alicia. Anyways, I'm headed to one of my homies' meets. It's like I forget what year anniversary it is, but he created Hatch Attack with his friends. We're headed over there. It's actually at AT 230. I don't think I'm gonna film because I'm just trying to chill and have a good time with the boys. But yeah, we'll be filming an NA Miata. I'm excited to get into that and we're gonna see how the day goes. Why don't you introduce yourself and your car to the viewers?
Sorry. Hi, I'm Alicia and this is my 1997 Miata STO.
Tell us why you chose the NA Miata and then just your history with cars.
So I chose a Miata because I started driving in a 1996 Civic and it's a regular D series, so no torque, no power. And as I got into college, I realized I wanted something with a little more torque, a little more power, but not too much. So yeah, I got this Miata. And really I chose it because I was broke. So I mean, what other car are you gonna buy when you're a broke college student, right?
True. You know, it's actually pretty clean under here.
Yeah, I haven't cleaned it in 2 years. I just got lucky.
So why don't we do a quick walk around and build breakdown of the Miata so far? Yeah,
so motor is completely stock. I do have an aftermarket Mishimoto radiator. Sorry. And then I also have Feel coilovers. They are two-way Goodwin specs. Actually, it's pretty high, but it's 12.8. And for the chassis, I think it's a little too stiff, but you know, I when I got these, I didn't know much about cars, and so Goodwin is pretty renowned for yeah, having Miata parts and whatever, and these were Goodwin spec, so I thought it would be good. And you know, what can I say? I was young, dumb, and didn't do my research. Okay. Okay, and then I completely redid the suspension. You can't really tell from here, but I have SPL tie rods, Super Miata end links, and inner tie rods, and then Hawk brake pads, ooh. And and what else? Oh, white line bushings. I have Super Miata sway bar brackets. Okay. Sway bar brace brackets. But yeah, 949 Racing and Super Miata were super helpful with this build. Like I think if anyone's building a Miata and they have any questions, 949 is the best resource that I was working with. They're super responsive, and yeah, they're just awesome. And then my wheels are the stock ones that came on the STO edition. They're a Mazda NK collaboration. So there's only 1,500 sets of these. They're special. And then I'm on Maxxis VR1s, 200 treadwear. I haven't tracked them yet, but I heard good things. So maybe someday I'll be able to take it out. And then moving over here, I have a Hard Dog roll bar. I painted it gold myself to match the interior, and I think it looks pretty good. I have aftermarket leather reupholstered seats that were from Amazon, I believe, and then this soft top was also Amazon. I think it's Sierra Tops is the brand, but originally this car came in a tan soft top, and then yeah, the previous owner switched it out with a black soft top, which I think looks a lot better. In the interior, it's pretty much stock, like no radio, no nothing. I do have a Mishimoto shift knob. But yeah, other than that, yeah, pretty much stock OEM plus, I want to say. Moving towards the back, same suspension mods done. So like I switched out all the bushings and whatnot. Oh, I also did the wheel bearings in the back. That was annoying. But yeah, it's funny because when I was doing all the bushings, no shop would just take the part. Like they wanted the part to come on the car, but I just kept saying, I was like, no, the part's already off, like you just need to press it out, and they just kept saying no. I don't know why. I don't understand. So I had to go to a friend's shop, and then I had to press it out myself, and then I bent the controller, so I had to get another one. Nice. Yeah, so maybe it is better to take it to a professional, but yeah, I mean, it was super annoying. I think if you decide to do the bushings on a Miata, you should find somewhere that has a press first, or you can always like do the handheld ones. But the white line bushings, they're rubber, and then they come with like this little like metal tube, which make it pretty difficult to do with like the handheld borrowed tool. Like it's a C-clamp from AutoZone. But yeah, we tried it on like a couple of them and it was just not effective, so we just went to go borrow a press, which was it was so fast. We just pressed in, out, done. I don't know why shops didn't want to do it for me. It was super annoying. But yeah, then I have this OEM trunk rack, and this car came with the OEM wing. Yeah, and then looking down here, I have a Fujitsu catback exhaust. It's pretty quiet. Yeah, I mean, it drones though, like it's pretty annoying. But I mean, you don't really get much soundproofing in a Miata, so it's whatever. But yeah, and that's it. So the whole car was resprayed when I got it, but then I started tracking the car and there was a lot of rock chips everywhere, especially on the hood. And then I hit something on the freeway, so I actually had to get the bumper resprayed, so you can kind of tell here that this is a little darker than this side, and there's a rock chip, right? So eventually, you know, I do want to get the whole car resprayed again, and hopefully PPF'd as well, but who's gonna put PPF on a Miata, right? So I need to like have a little more funds to justify that. Yeah. But really, like, future plans for this car, I do want to keep tracking it because it's set up so nice. I actually have like 4.5 degrees of camber, which is a little much, I know, a little excessive, but you know, go big or go home, right? Yeah. Cheworks, Robert was able to do that for me, which is really awesome. He also gave me tips on how to do my suspension. So yeah, I just had some really good support along the way rebuilding this car, or at least rebuilding the suspension. But yeah, I really do want to track it, but honestly, like, every time I took it to the track, something broke. Like once my exhaust fell off, like an exhaust hanger broke. And then the last time I took it to the track at Buttonwillow, the power steering hose exploded because I guess Miatas are prone to overheating if you're driving it excessively. So honestly, like, I don't really plan on taking it to the track unless I have like a trailer set up, but trailers are so expensive. So I don't know. That's why I got my GR86, because I wanted to keep tracking a car, but I just couldn't handle seeing all the rock chips on my baby. So yeah, I got a GR86, PPF that, and now that's going to the track. But really, it's such a shame because this car is set up so well. So eventually I do want to, but you know, respray the whole car first, PPF it, and then go. But yeah, really, like, I don't want to spend any more money on this car because you know, like, I graduated a couple of years ago and I've started working a 9 to 5 only for like 2 years or so. So I don't really have like car funds that most track people put into their cars. Yeah, so for now, leaving this be. It drives fine. Actually, drives fine. After I installed the hawk pads, there's been like this clicking with the brakes. Gotta figure that out, but the brakes are fine. You know, they're not squishy or anything, so I just probably did something wrong. But you know, if it drives, it drives, right? Yeah.
Which one do you prefer driving, the GR86 or the Miata? Like, what are the differences between them?
So I think the Miata is a lot funner to drive. Okay. It's just so much more raw, the feeling, right? Whereas the 86, it's, you know, it's a light car, but you can still feel the difference in how heavy it is. Like the Miata is just way lighter. Like on my 86, I have like the heated seats and everything, so it just brings the car weight a little farther away from the Miata. And so the driving experience, I want to say, is pretty similar. I do enjoy the chassis of the 86 a bit more. It's like a lot more predictable than the Miata, and I think it's because I started tracking on 200 treadwear tires that I was learning some bad habits here and there, and I was making turns that should not have been possible if I weren't on these tires. Yeah, so I think you know, I didn't really start out how I wanted to looking back. I really wanted to start tracking on this car without the coilovers, without like all the fancy shit. Fancy stuff I put on, like the suspension wise and whatnot. However, I really do appreciate this car for teaching me how fun it is to be on the track and how fun it is to really push your car to the limits. So yeah, not just you know, this car, but the 86 as well. I'm having a lot of fun learning everything. So yeah, but it's all thanks to this car, or I guess it's thanks to my Civic, but
That's good.
So this car is not that loud. How high in the RPMs did you get? 4.5?
Yeah, no, this car is not super loud. It does sound good though.
So I haven't been in a NA Miata in quite some time. I honestly think it's been a few years, because it was one of my first videos that I filmed at NA Miata. It was my friend. His name's Toichiro. Shout out to him. But it's been years, literal like maybe 5 years, because that video was filmed during COVID. So this is pretty crazy and nostalgic. Like she said, it's a STO edition. The only STO prior to this I knew it was a Lamborghini, but
this is a Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a Lamborghini right now, guys, but we're gonna do a pool or two, so probably get to like 40 max. But yeah.
Oh yeah, 60.
Oh my gosh, your hair's going crazy.
I should have tied it.
Yeah, but that dude, I forgot how slow these were. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, these are slow, but they're fun. So you got to give them a pass for not having any power, because these cars are like momentum driving cars. Like when you're driving these cars, your goal is to not brake and just carry as much speed into, you know, corners and stuff like that as possible. So obviously the Miata is not known for having a lot of power, but in terms of the driving fun and like capabilities, they're definitely up there.
I'm flat. Oh yeah, 40.
Oh man.
60. But yeah, this.
Yo, these pads are pretty good though. It stops pretty strong.
Yeah, you know, I think with Miatas, like, it's not. These are Hawks, so
Yeah.
these are super cheap.
Yeah.
But they get the job done. I think
Yeah.
the main problem is how much dust they have. So they're like caked onto my wheels right now. Yeah, I mean, I was broke. What can I say? I didn't have a 9 to 5 yet, so I got whatever was cheapest.
So
Yeah.
since we're on that topic, how much did you get this car for? If you wanna, you don't have to say actually. If you don't want to.
I could ask me how much I put into the car.
Okay,
instead.
how much did you put into the car?
Okay, probably at this point around, I want to say like 5,000.
Okay,
which is a
okay.
pretty. I feel like for a car in general, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But it's only because it's a Miata. Like any other car, I think on my JRD6 within like 6 months of owning it, I had already put 5K into it.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah, and I don't even have wheels or anything.
Okay.
So yeah, really, it's just this car is the best for poor people like us. Yeah.
Okay, well I just saw this, which is pretty cool, a little STO edition badge right here. But
Yeah.
how many are there, you said?
1,500. I think it
1,500?
should say which one it is. It's kind of.
It's kind of hard to
Yeah.
see. Oh, it does say 1,500
Yeah.
right here.
Does it say which one it is?
308 of 1,500. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. It's pretty nostalgic being back in a Miata. My brothers had NBs, and like I said, the last NA Miata I've been in was literally like 5 years ago, so this is crazy. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.